Hello and welcome back to Cinema from Mars, your source for weird and wonderful cinema recommendations. Well, Criterion Sale month is over. And I know after a month of hunting down deals, going to multiple Barnes and Nobles, making wish lists, and blowing all our money, the sale has ended. But don't worry. Today I'm going to show you everything I picked up during the sale, talk about a bunch of other deals that are going on because buying physical media never ends and there's always a good bargain around the corner. I always love this month. It's always a great time to talk about movies. I made some great videos about some hidden gems, some Criterion premiere movies, and even some Criterions I didn't like. So, love talking about Criterion. I love walking into Barnes & Noble and seeing a confused person, and you kind of start a conversation about movies, and I recommend a few, they recommend a few to me, I buy what they say, and hopefully they buy what I say and enjoy it. So it's always fun to talk about movies. I love diving into a ton of Criterion movies that I bought in the last sale this month and stuff I bought this month, and just really getting back into the groove of watching, so many great world and foreign mills and such like that. So today I figured we'd go over the haul I picked up this July, talk about what I'm most excited about, and then talk about a couple of the bargains that are going on right now. So let's dive into it. What I picked up, I got Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. This came out in 1983. It stars David Bowie and the composer Ryuichi Sakamoto, who also did the music for this. I don't know much about this movie. I've heard many people recommend it to me. It's about a prison camp. I'm sure there's much drama. Always enjoyed those sort of movies. 1983. It's one of those missing movies I have not seen. I usually like dramas a lot, and sometimes some of those 80s dramas are maybe too in the 80s era, so I'm very excited to watch this. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. Next up, I got the movie that was nominated for Best Foreign Film for Germany in 2008, Revanche. I absolutely love this movie. This is probably the best movie I watched in all of July, in cinema, other stuff, and Criterion alone. It's about a botched robbery, ends in sort of a tragic way. An ex-con is kind of going through this revenge, gets complicated. This is super catnip for me. I absolutely love these sort of noir, thriller, crime things, bank heists, etc., etc. Beautiful to look at. I was riveted 10 minutes into this movie and couldn't stop watching it. Absolutely love this. Revanche. I picked up a French gangster movie that I heard great things about. This is Spy Number 434, so they had this out on DVD. Class 2 Risks, probably butchered that, but this is about an aging gangster. He returns, and, betrayal, that sort of thing. New 4K came out. Absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to dive into this one. So I picked up that one. Another big blind spot is I have not seen With Ellen and I. I have the DVD Criterion. I picked up the 4K. Still haven't watched it, but during the sale, I know I'm going to love it whenever I watch it. So I decided to pick up How to Get Ahead in Advertising, another movie that's directed by them, and Richard E. Grant's in it. It's about an ad executive going through a bizarre mental breakdown, and I'm sure it's wacky and crazy, and I'm really looking forward to doing a double feature of In Hell and I and this. So, How to Get Ahead in Advertising. Next up, another French gangster movie I have not seen. Another one of those blind spots. I always see it on the lists. This is another one of those early Criterions. Rafifi. I believe it's about a diamond heist. A thief who recently, I think, got released from prison, and then just, obviously, probably all sorts of crazy stuff happens. It's listed on those noir sites all the time, and I'm really excited to dive in. I've pretty much seen every noir that's on Criterion, and I really like French movies, so Rafifi. I saw Bob Dylan live a few weeks ago in concert, and I've been on a big Bob Dylan kick. I started rewatching Martin Scorsese's No Direction Home. I've been listening to Dylan all week and month and just been really into the mood. So one movie I did not have is the Rolling Thunder Revue, which is the 1975 concert that Dylan put on with, Joan Baez and a bus full of all sorts of beat poets and stuff. And He's like playing in gymnasiums. If you haven't known already, I absolutely love Martin Scorsese. He's one of my favorite filmmakers. I have not seen this documentary by him. I remember really liking the trailer, and I am just all in on Dylan right now, and I'm very excited to dive into this. This came out in 2019. Just beautiful. You know, there's a giant booklet in this. This one really looks nice, and I'm very excited to dive in. So that is Rolling Thunder Review. Picked up another 4K that just recently just came out. Ellis Doesn't Live Here Anymore, another Scorsese film. I have the DVD of this. I watched it many years ago, and I'm really excited to dive into this 4K. I'm rewatching every one of Scorsese's movies this year. I love Ellen Burstyn, Chris Christopherson, and of course Harvey Keitel is great in every Scorsese film. So I'm really excited to revisit this. It's been probably 15, 20 years since I've seen it. It's going to probably feel fresh to me. So this looks like a really nice addition. You know, Scorsese's starting to add up with all his movies on Criterion. Maybe they'll hint do a Scorsese box set soon. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? But Ellis Doesn't Live Here Anymore just came out in 4K. Super excited to get this. I was very happy to pick it up this month. Another one that came out this month, again, never saw it, was Paul Newman's HUD. Kind of a modern Western take. You know, I don't know too much about it. I know it's kind of a ranch drama, if you will. Paul Newman, always good in stuff. 1963. Looking forward to it. Haven't seen it. Beautiful 4K. You know, I just love the artwork and the design that these Criterions do. I know this one was on a ton of lists of movies that have not been out on physical media, or at least Blu-ray. So, you know, I know a lot of fans were very excited to pick this up. So that is HUD. Another new one that came out pretty recently is Lenny with Dustin Hoffman. This is about the comic Lenny Bruce, told through flashbacks. Came out in 1974. I've been in I'm in a lot of these kicks, but been in a really big Dustin Hoffman kick recently. I did a video on Straight Time, a movie I had not seen, and absolutely loved it. It's going to be one of my biggest, you know, top 10 of the year finds or haven't seen movies. So I'm really excited to this because I've never seen this. I had it on VHS. I never watched the video, and when they announced this 4K, I'm like, maybe I'll finally get around to watching it. So excited about Lenny from 1974. I watched Piano Teacher and both the original and the remake of Funny Games. So Michelle Haneke has been on my mind. I want to power through all of his early stuff that I haven't seen. So I picked up his trilogy, Seventh Continent, Benny's Video, and 71 Fragments of Chronological of Chance are the three that are on this. Looks like a fun box set. Sometimes I have to be in the mood for his filmmaking, but I'm really excited to dive into this and complete the filmography, at least me watching them. So I've been picking up all his movies, and that I'm really excited about. Another big blind spot for me is Soderbergh's Sex, Lies, and Videotape. I have seen almost every Soderbergh film. I have not watched this. I don't know why. I know it's probably one of the best ones that he did. I know it, you know, sort of in 1989 and beyond started another wave of, or, you know, started a lot of the indie movement. I love Andy McDowell. James Spader is always interesting. I just watched Crash with my wife recently, and I watched, I think he's in Sliver, right? You know, he's always an interesting, creepy kind of guy. And again, super blind spot. Can't believe I've never seen this. So I was really, really excited to finally pick this up for Criterion and hopefully watch it within the next couple weeks. So Sex, Live, and Videotape. Next up, I have Ghost World. This is the Terry Zyqual film. This is based on the Daniel Clowes 8-Ball comic series. Ghost World was within those issues. I'm reading 8-Ball right now. I'm about 10 issues into the 16 issue arc, or 18 issues that he did, and really excited to rewatch Ghost World. I have the DVD of this. I don't think I've seen it since it came out. You know, Thor Birch, Scarlett Johansson, Steve Buscemi. You know, very excited to revisit Ghost World. So this is from 2001 by Terry Zykov. Next up, I got another Mikhail Haneke film, Cold Unknown, with Julia Binoche. Again, just trying to watch every one of his movies. This is one that I've been reading a lot of good things about. So I'm excited to dive into yet another one. So I got 4 of his movies on my docket. So I'll have that soon. Next one, I got another 4K, Fires on the Plain. This is another early Criterion spine number, or maybe not early, but I know they had this out before and they did a 4K of this. It's about Japanese soldiers struggling in the final days of World War II. It's supposed to be, you know, harrowing anti-war film. I'm always a big sucker for that. Maybe I should do a double feature with Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. This one looked really good. I did not get Burmese Harp, his other film. I don't know if they go hand to hand together, but I know they're, you know, around the same years came out. But this one intrigued me. I don't really know much about it, but, you know, 4K anti-war film, I just sounds like a great evening for me. So Fires on the Plains I picked up. And lastly, I picked up 3 Criterion premieres. I know I had a whole video talking about $15 movies that you can pick up. So I picked up Peter Hujar's Day, which is pretty short. I think it's only like 70 minutes. Always liked Ben Whishaw. I think this takes place in all of one room. Again, I don't really know too much about it. I think he's a photographer, and you know, it's based on a conversation that they had in 1974. No idea, but for $14.99 or whatever I paid for it, it seemed like worth the risk to pick it up, and I'm sure it's wonderful. I picked up Magellan with Gail Garcia Bernal. You know, about the famed explorer Magellan. I know this is pretty long, but I heard some good things. At first I was a little like, am I ever going to throw this on? And I started reading a couple reviews. A couple of people recommended it in some of the comments, and I was like, all right, well, again, you know, sometimes you stack up coupons from Barnes and Nobles. I think I got this for $5 after cashing in some coupons. So Magellan, I don't know, maybe it will be good. I usually tend to like him, and I'm excited to check it out. And then lastly, I got Resurrection. So many people recommended this to me. The trailer's awesome. I'm really excited to watch this. It looks like it's in multiple aspect ratios. It takes place in multiple time periods. It looks kind of like a, you know, maybe Cloud Atlas or The Beast, another one of the Criterion premieres kind of style, at least with the flashing between different things. I really don't know what to expect. I have no idea what this is about. Just watched the trailer and picked it up. So I'm really excited to dive into this and dive into all these great movies. It's always tough when you start buying all these movies because you know, all you want to do is watch them. And I only watched 2 of these this entire month. So I'm a little behind. But that's okay. All right. Well, that was my Criterion haul from last month. I'm super excited to dive into every one of those movies. Hopefully I find one of my new favorite movies amongst them. So what else can we do right now? Well, there's 2 great boutique Blu-ray labels that are still on sale at Barnes & Noble right now. The first one is Radiance. Radiance has, if you haven't heard about Radiance yet, there's so many great titles. A lot of them I've never even heard of. But everyone I've picked up and everyone I've watched, I've come out absolutely loving. This is one from a few months ago. It came out, Illustrious Corpses. Really, really liked this title. If you don't know anything about Radiance, they do limited editions with this little sleeve. They all have runs of, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000 copies. There's probably a few that have more. And then once they run out of those, there's like a sleeve and a booklet. You can get a standard edition, which just is the cover in the movie. So you'll see multiple different titles at Barnes & Nobles of those. Some of the Barnes & Nobles near me have a pretty decent stock of them. Some of them have a few titles, but there's a ton online that you can pick up. I've blind buyed every one of the Radiance titles, and like I said, they're really worth checking out. They're $20 to $25 for the 4Ks this month, so check those out. And then, of course, The other sale that's going on, and probably the biggest sale that's going on, is Arrow is on sale. Criterion's goth cousin, if you will. So many great Arrow titles. They have so many good foreign films, some Giallo films, some 90s classics, sci-fi, horror. I love all the artwork that are Arrow. I just recently picked up Miss 45, a great Abel Ferrara rape revenge film that I really enjoyed, and then In the Mouth of Madness came out a few months ago. So if you're in the mood to rewatch some of Sam Neill's work, I am, and I picked up Sleeping Dogs, which is one of his early Australian films that Arrow put out. So lots of good Arrow titles to pick up this month, lots of great Radiance titles to pick up, and lots of time to watch all your Criterion movies you picked up. So I'd love to hear some of the movies that you picked up this month. What are you most exciting to watch? Is there some Arrow or some Radiance titles that I should just go run and get them now? I'd love to hear from you guys. I made a couple videos recently, one on weird movies from directors in their filmography. I would love you to check that one out. And of course, I have some Criterion videos as well. So thank you for watching, and until next time, keep spinning those discs.